As the team completed each day of data collection, they reflected on their learning experience. As core member Aron relates,
I always thought like the acequias were just like drainages from the rain. I never really knew that it was a whole system, and I never really knew the importance of it until just recently. It's very surprising to see how bad the acequias can disappear. One acequia will be walking through, and a couple feet later it'll be completely filled in and almost gone. So that's pretty surprising to me.
core member Emily also shares her learning.
So the thing that I found most interesting was how many people have the ability to use an acequia but don't. And I really thought about that for myself. And I realized that I used to think an acequia was a ditch, and a ditch is just a ditch, and I didn't know that there was anything more than that. And now I'm actually really interested in the entire system, and I kind of want to use the access that I have to my Taos acequia and understand that more and how it's actually put into use. All right, something that I learned in the past few days is that it's actually really surprising how many things go on with the acequias without people who need to know knowing. There's things being built on top of them, and there's places where they're moved and blocked, and people just stop caring about them, which is amazing in an awful way. They were once really important, and now people are not using them as often, which is a real bummer.
Core member Nora shares her perspective about the Acequia Madre del Pueblo, the largest acequia system in the Taos Valley.
It disappeared. Nobody knew where it was, and we needed to talk to someone who knew through memory. I think just the intricacy of the acequia and how it's really just designed to be a completely functional system, from the laterals to the main ditch and the main ditch to the river, and just everywhere that it ran. It's a huge system that just, it deserves to be running, and I think it's a shame that it's not, but there's hope for it because there's still evidence that it exists and there's still people that care about it.
And core members Brandon and Leaf express their observations as well.
Something I've learned these past couple of days is how bad of a state that the acequias can come into from not being taken care of, just neglect from not even many years, just how bad of a state they've become into.
It really shows how acequias can be entirely erased if they're not cared for, erased physically as well as from memory.
The project concluded with a final presentation given at the annual meeting of the Taos Soil and Water Conservation District. They showed the maps generated and summarized the information gathered to an audience that included many acequia managers and supporters of the project. Later, the team was invited to present their findings to the Town of Taos Council Chambers, the Taos County, and the 17th Annual Congreso de las Acequias, hosted by the New Mexico Acequia Association. Here is an excerpt from that presentation by core members Emily and Jacob.
Hi, I'd like to start off by saying it's great to be here. I never thought I would be part of something this big and important. I'm really glad that I decided to participate in this YCC project because I never truly realized how important acequias were to this many people. Like, wow, this is a lot of people that really care about water. I guess this is important to me because when I was younger, my great-grandpa, he would irrigate all of his apple trees, and I never really knew what that meant until recently when I actually learned about acequias and everything involving them. And it was a very important thing to me because it brought me closer to my grandpa. And now I realize it brought me closer to all of the people here too. Even though we're strangers, I truly understand how big of a community this is and how important it is. So thank you. Yeah.
Hi there, everybody. Personally, this project really meant a lot to me because I drive past a lot of these ditches every day, and I never really realized that they were there, where they go, all that they meant to Taos. I had never known half of the ditches that we did walk for this project were even there around the town. This project really probably meant a lot to the acequias because a lot of them are getting blocked off and getting filled with trash and just debris. And this project really showed that they're still there, they exist, that we can still do something to fix most of them, that they are not gone. Thank you.
A year after the project was completed, an effort to restore the acequias within the town of Taos has been initiated. Water is flowing through 2 laterals of Acequia Madre del Pueblo, ditches that have not seen water in several years. An effort to revitalize another acequia in the town is well underway. As Councilman Fritz Hahn puts it,
we can reclaim our ditches, revitalize and restore them and get water going through them again, which then will help our own sustainability, not just with little gardens, but getting the water a little bit further out west, where it really should be going. So when you have a living, breathing, running acequia, it actually recharges that upper and lower aquifer. There's a sustainability benefit on that level. There's a sustainable effort with the springing up of little vegetable gardens, and then bigger ones as we move further and further out. Our fight is not for your generation. Our fight is for your children's generation.
The partnership between the Taos Soil and Water Conservation District, the Town of Taos, and the Youth Conservation Corps exemplifies an effort that turns problems of acequia conservation into multiple solutions that not only identify what needs to be fixed on the ground, but educates the youth and instills pride and hope within the community at large. As a bold first step in working outside the box, the Taos Soil and Water Conservation District remains committed to promoting the wise use of land, water, and natural resources by supporting the acequia conservation effort. In this way, we can ensure that our most precious resource, water, will remain where it can do the most good, on the land and with the people of Taos County.